All right, all of you Jazz Piano Skills members, here's your weekly recap. If you are not a Jazz Piano Skills member and you happen to stumble upon this video, welcome. Glad to have you. Just keep in mind that this video is designed for Jazz Piano Skills members. We do a monthly tune study where we do a harmonic analysis, melodic analysis, and improvisation development study on a tune every single month. And so every single week, I always do a recap of our study. So that's what you are checking out today. Hopefully it will be beneficial for you, but keep in mind, the video is really designed to be a recap for Jazz Piano Skills members who are actively doing the monthly tune study. So, all right, so here we go. Last Tuesday in the podcast, the title of the podcast was How to Start Jazz Improvising. How to start jazz improvising. And I'm always amazed at how there's so much confusion around this topic, as if there's something mysterious about it. And really, it comes down to how well do you know sound, major, dominant, minor, half, diminished, and diminished? How well do you understand each one of those primary sounds of music from the root to the 13th? How well can you play arpeggio and scale motion? That's it, right? So this past week, the podcast focused on the 5 primary sounds for C. So C major, C dominant, C minor, C half diminished, and C diminished. And we explored each one of those sounds from the root to the 13th. And what we did was used harmonic shapes within the sounds, triads, built off of each each entry point, the root, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, the 11th, and the 13th. And we took that harmonic shape, that triad, we played it broken to create arpeggio movement, and then we inserted scale motion or scale movement in the middle of that triad shape, right? By approaching the middle note of the triad using a scale tone that is directly beneath it. So I'm going to model that for you today, because in the podcast you get to hear it, right? But it's nice to be able to see it. So that's the whole point of these weekly podcast recaps, or these weekly recaps. So, all right. So what I want to do is, let's do C major, and I'll walk you through how I would recommend practicing this concept of using harmonic shapes, triad shapes, broken with inserted scale movement to explore the sound, okay? So let me get this started. And what I always recommend doing to begin with, whenever you're playing with any kind of backing track, this tempo, by the way, is 120. Just kind of settle in. Play some voicing. Doesn't have to be a two-handed voicing. If you're more comfortable playing a block shape, fine. You can play a traditional shell or contemporary shell, either one, fine. But the idea is just kind of bathe in this sound and this groove for a little bit, right? All right, then after I'm comfortable with that, I turn to just doing simple arpeggio movement. And I always kind of keep it pretty simple. Root to the 7. I'll repeat it several times. Once I'm comfortable with the groove, feel, arpeggio motion, then I'll play some scale movement. I used the Lydian mode in the podcast, so I want to use it again today here, which means we have a sharp 11 or a sharp 4. So I'm comfy with my arpeggio, and I'm comfortable with my scale. I'm always amazed at how many students want to bypass that step and just practicing simple arpeggio movement and scale movement, ascending only, just ascending, as if it's not necessary when it's completely necessary. All right, so we'll take our first triad off the root. So you can see we have our C major triad. We're going to play it broken. So we're going to go root the 5th, the 3rd, but we're going to approach our 3rd from a whole step, or from a the scale tone that's happens in this case to be a whole step below it, right? So we create this 4-note motif. Just like that. Nice. What a great little idea. Little melodic idea. Play it several times. Repetition. Necessary for muscle memory, right? Second triad off the third. So we're going to play it broken. Approach the middle note of the triad from the scale tone below it. In this case, it's going to be that sharp 11, that sharp 4, right? So we get this. Nice idea. Again, play it several times. This is how you develop muscle memory, aural memory, visual memory. All right, next triad off the fifth. So play it broken. Scale tone below the middle note of the triad. Again, play it several times. All right, let's go to our next triad off the seventh. So we're going to play it broken and approach the middle note from the scale tone below, which happens to be the C, right? So we get nice. Repeat several times. All right, now we're going to go off the ninth. I'm going to play it down here, though. So our ninth is our D. Here's our triad. So we're going to play it broken and scale tone below the middle note of the triad, which happens to be the F sharp. So here we go. Wow. Ending on that sharp 11. Woo. Start the backing track, right? So that's off the 9, right? Now, try it off the sharp 11. We get this sharp 11, 13 root. We're going to play it broken, approach the middle note from the scale tone below it, right? Here we go. All right, and finally off the 13th, off this A, so we get this kind of like A minor triad. Play it broken, approach the middle note from a scale tone below, right? Here we go. Nice little 4-note motif. A couple more. Wow. So we just literally took the C major sound, the Lydian mode. We explored it from the root to the 13th of the sound using harmonic shapes, triads. We broke those triads to create harmonic arpeggio motion, and then inserted scale movement within the middle of that broken triad. Holy cow, you're going to discover very quickly how well you have arpeggio and scale movement, motion down within a sound, right? Whether it be C major or C dominant, C minor, C half diminished, C diminished. So important, right? You're exploring a sound that way because, as you've heard me say many times in podcast episodes, that your hands and ears can never go where they have never been. So you have to intellectually escort your hands and ears to new ideas, right? So in doing this kind of practicing, you're doing exactly that, right? Like, for instance, this whole triad in my right hand, this like a B minor triad on the top of C major, you're not going to just naturally discover that doodling. You're just not. And so this kind of having this formulaic way to process through sound, using harmonic shapes to create arpeggio and scale motion, absolutely invaluable. You're going to learn and discover, see every sound, whether it's major, dominant, minor, half diminished, and diminished. It's going to become multidimensional. You're going to see it in a variety of ways. You're going to see a variety of harmonic shapes and possibilities, melodic possibilities, using those harmonic shapes within the sound when you practice this way. So much more beneficial and rewarding than just trying to doodle. And that's where I think people have difficulty in learning how to improvise, because when you doodle, you always come back to doing the same thing, always. And then your jazz vocabulary is very limited, because you're really you end up being one-dimensional, quite honestly, right? So I can't stress enough how important it is to do this kind of study, to do this kind of practicing, because it allows you to gain a multi-dimensional understanding of a sound from the root to the 13th, harmonic shapes within that sound, and arpeggio and scale motion within those harmonic shapes. Right? So now you're starting to see arpeggios and scales not as autonomous entities, but you're actually seeing them as two elements that coexist within one essential skill, and that skill being melody, right? Melodic development, whether it's composed or whether it's improvised, is made up of a balance between arpeggio and scale movement. So you are intentionally practicing that when you do this kind of study, when you do this kind of practicing. So your lead sheets and your podcast packets, have those printed out, have those sitting on the piano when you're practicing. It's always great to have visual cues in front of you to help you as you conceptually work through these concepts and work through these sounds. So nothing wrong. That's why those podcast packets are there. The lead sheets are included in those packets, so you have those visual cues in front of you. Also, the illustrations podcast packet this week, I included several templates for you to explore, either sketching out the motifs that I presented in the podcast on Tuesday, or creating your own motifs using the formulaic approach that I just demonstrated for you. So those templates in the illustrations packet, fabulous. And then, of course, the play-alongs packet has the backing tracks that you can utilize and practice with as you're working through these shapes using arpeggio and scale movement. So it's been a great week, right? Challenging, but I'm telling you right now, this kind of study, this kind of practicing, the return on investment is absolutely, there aren't words, really. There aren't words to tell you just how invaluable this kind of practicing and this kind of study is. All right. So now, as you know, it's a new month at Jazz Piano Skills. A new month means a new tune. Happens to be that this month is December, and that means that Christmas time is here. And guess what? That's the tune that we're going to study. Vince Guaraldi, Christmas Time is Here, from the 1965 Charlie Brown Christmas special. Christmas time is here. So, as always, we will do, as we do with every tune, we will do a 3-week study, do a harmonic analysis, melodic analysis, and improvisation development. So we kick things off this Tuesday with a harmonic analysis of Christmas Time is Here. We'll look at the form, we'll look at the unique chord changes, we'll do a harmonic function analysis of the chord progression. We will then illuminate the common harmonic movement that exists within this standard. And then, of course, we will study our voicings, our block voicings and inversions, our traditional left-hand shells, contemporary left-hand shells, as well as our two-handed structures. And then in 2 weeks, we will do our melodic analysis. 3 weeks, we will do our improvisation study. So we kick everything off this Tuesday with the podcast episode. Wednesday, I will release a YouTube video, a short video that gives you some practice tips on how to best approach the harmonic study of Christmas Time is Here. Thursday, we will meet, as always, with the online masterclass. If you can't make the class, no big deal. You can always check out the recording of the class at your convenience and watch it as often as you wish. Friday, there will be another YouTube short video release that will have a harmonic challenge for you based off the tune Christmas Time is Here. And then Saturday will be the release of the blog recap on Saturday morning, which is a fabulous read. All the blogs are maybe about a 4-minute read, but it will give you a nice recap of all of our work and efforts throughout this upcoming week as we tackle Christmas Time is Here with our harmonic analysis. So we got a busy week ahead of us, right? But it's going to be great. We're going to learn this great, iconic Christmas tune by Vince Guaraldi, Christmas Time is Here. And when it's all said and done, 3 weeks from now, you're going to have a great little tune to play for family and friends as you gather around the Christmas tree. So, as always, it's time to get busy. It's time to discover, learn, and play. Christmas Time is Here. I'll see you Tuesday.